Hello, my name is Amy.
And I'm Shauna, and today we're going to be talking about how PicoSure is a great solution for removing unwanted brow pigmentation, such as old tattoos or microblading or shading.
You might be surprised at how common it is to change your mind about permanent makeup. Maybe one day you might realize that the color or the shape of your brow is not exactly what you wanted. Why stick to something that you're not thrilled about? In this video, we will be answering all of your frequently asked questions about laser brow pigment removal. That's a good question. It really depends on the person. Sometimes I can remove it in 1 to 2 treatments. Sometimes it will take several.
Depending on how many times you've had your brows touched up in the past with microblading, tattoo, or any type of pigmentation will determine how many treatments you will need with laser tattoo removal on the eyebrows. So for example, I have a client who had tattoo 30 years ago when they were in style and it was a very thin line. She went ahead and got microblading strokes, which normally don't last as well over top of a tattoo. The skin has a little bit of scar tissue under there and it's a little bit deeper, that tattoo from 30 years ago, than what microblading or microshading is. So when I went to remove her eyebrows, the tattoo actually went away immediately and the microblading was a little bit orange, or there was a little bit of a warmer tone left behind. But it was fine because I was able to remove enough that we could microblade or redo her eyebrows in 6 to 8 weeks post-treatment, once the skin was fully healed.
And essentially, I find it's a lot easier to remove cooler brows, like blue, black.
Even green. Green turns a little bit of a lighter shade of yellow.
Yeah.
And then it's a little more on the skin tone color, so it's easier to hide.
Exactly. As opposed to like red eyebrows. Those are a little bit more complicated.
Yes. So if your permanent makeup has been left a little bit on the warmer red tone, we treat that brow differently, but we do have the tools to treat those brows. It just might be a little bit of a different process to get that done.
It can definitely be uncomfortable, but we can use a topical numbing cream to ease any discomfort.
So the whole procedure will take about 10 to 15 seconds per eyebrow, depending on the size and how saturated the eyebrows are. But I can assure you that the treatment is very quick, and we will put a little bit of ice on the treatment area as soon as we are finished. So there is a slight difference between old tattooed eyebrows or micropigmentation on the eyebrows. An old tattoo is using different type of pigmentation, and the laser is very much attracted to that. So those eyebrows typically turn blue-gray or not the nicest colors, whereas micropigmentation is made up of browns. They're usually made up of like red, orange, all these different colors. So when the laser is looking for that pigmentation, it is breaking it down, and sometimes those are left with unwanted colors. And this is normal for any type of permanent makeup. So you can come in with like a blue eyebrow for tattoo removal, and it will definitely respond. And sometimes it responds to just like a nicer shade of that color, which would be almost just like a lighter gray or a softer tone. I've seen clients that have had really poor old tattoos and they walk out of here saying, oh my gosh, I absolutely love how my brows look now just after one session of lightening that pigment up. Whether you have tattooed eyebrows, microblading, shading, we can definitely diminish or fade those eyebrows. So whether you're coming in to have something diminished so that you can have your brows retreated, remicrobladed, reshaped, these are all common things that we would go over in your consultation. It is important to see what the brows look like so we can give you kind of a better idea of what to expect during the healing phase, how it's going to look immediately after, and how much reduction you're probably going to get. If you have microblading and you're just done with the shape and the style, usually less treatments is needed if you're going to get their brows redone again. Immediately post-treatment for your brow removal session, your eyebrows typically have a ring of swelling around the area that will typically last about 24 hours or less. We do advise you to keep the area very cool and calm with ice packs or cold compresses after to help take down the swelling. But I would say post-treatment swelling is the most common. Your eyebrows will probably be 3 to 4 shades lighter immediately while we're treating the area.
A common question that we get is, how soon can I put makeup on my treated eyebrows? The answer is until any redness or swelling is completely gone, or if there's any scabbing present, just to refrain until all that scabbing has completely gone away, then you can apply makeup. But generally it's within like a 24 to 48 hour period, so it's not a long wait. Back in 2016, it was very popular for people to have powder brow or ombre brow, where the brow didn't have any hair strokes. It was more...
It was highly saturated and people were looking for more of the makeup finished look.
Yeah, more chiseled.
Yeah.
But now everyone's kind of wanting the more natural look of microblading.
A lot of artists won't actually work over top of other people's work anymore. So it's really important, or they might suggest for you to come in and have, or go get a tattoo removal 1 or 2 sessions to kind of lighten it before they're gonna put their stamp on top of your eyebrows.
So it is important to consider brow tattoo removal so that we can lighten those brows so you can achieve the brows that you would like.
If you don't like your brows, definitely come in and get them removed, because I've never had anyone regret having it done.
The treatments itself are super quick. You'll be so relieved at how easy it was, and you'll get the brows that you have always wanted.
So head to totalrapture.ca
to book a tattoo removal consultation, and let's get started today.